Um, it's written, the power of life and death, the power of it. Not life and death, but the power of it. Are you understanding? Life and death has to have power. You can kill somebody and there's no power there. What do you mean? Jesus Christ made a statement. Death, where's your sting? You don't have no power with the truth. Because the person who knows the truth saying, listen, King, if we burn up in this fire, don't you think for a minute that that's the end for us? The Hebrew boys knew that there was more to this flesh than what the king was talking about. I'll burn you up if you don't serve me. Good luck. Because we're not going to do that. Who do you think is talking? The flesh? The flesh didn't want to get burned. These boys tapped into the ways of life. They practiced the weapon. Understand this, O King. If we don't serve you, don't think that our Father doesn't have something else he has in mind. See how they spoke life, not death? They tapped to another way. Because the scripture says the power of life and death is on the tongue. And those that love it will have the fruits thereof. Didn't hear that last part, did you? Because once you love the end result of your words, you will see it with your own eyes. If you keep talking jealousy, you're going to see that many. Guess what's going to eventually happen one day? You spoke it out there. You see, I know how this works. Because when I was married to a woman at one point, a first wife, who didn't honor me at all, gave the illusion, I will honor you, I'm a virtuous woman, and was the meanest porcupine I've ever seen. And what I did then when I saw that, I said, Father, this is changing me. I don't want to be like her, where a woman can curse and treat me mean, and I got to be mean back to get her to stop. And the Father taught me how it was done. Speak it, Henry. I said, if you're not happy with this marriage, you can get a divorce. I put it out there. I put it in the atmosphere. And she heard, no, I'm not getting a divorce. I put it out there again, listen, there's going to be a divorce. I couldn't do it. But the Father says, put it out there and I'll make her do it. Because as a son of God, I can't do wrong. I couldn't do what she would do. I can't divorce her because of her not knowing the way. My Father didn't do that to me. He said, you put it out there, Henry, and I'll take from her what she always begged me for. She begged me for a man as this. And I'm going to take it back. Put it out there, and I'll let it marinate in her mind, and she'll think it's her idea. And I kept putting the word divorce out there every time she'd be mean to me. And it was in the atmosphere. And then she got to the point where I just filed for divorce. I said, if you do it, it'll be over. Don't threaten me. It's not a threat. And she filed. And she couldn't stop the procedure after that. I said, it's done now. Because what I did, I took the equation of the truth that the Father gave to me, and I presented a word out there. It was words of death. And my Father said, Henry, that's all the world is talking to me about. I said, excuse me? He said, guess what they talked to me about? What, Father? And he had me listening to some prayers. Oh, Father, could you please give me this job? Why? That's going back to the dust. Oh, Father, can you please give me a husband? That's going back to the dust. Can you please make them like me? Can you please give me some money? We're only speaking about things of death. And Jesus demonstrated, I don't need the fame or the money, serpent. I don't need to prove anything. Make this food, make these stones food. For what? For this flesh? It's not for anything in the spiritual realm of my soul. Let me share with you this dialogue before I conclude my final close. My Father gave me an experience that touched me to the most deepest core. When my wife was in the house, she was on the computer, I was in the bathroom. putting some Drano down to get the shower clogged up.
Instructions.
I didn't follow the instructions. I felt that, well, let me put the whole half a can in there. Maybe the more to be better. So I poured the Drano in there to fill it up to the rim. And I watched it there. See what it's going to do. All of a sudden that thing started smoking and it sends up some fumes. It was blowing up out like a volcano. Now I'm watching it and I'm smelling it. Oh, this is very toxic. And I backed up the gas for air. And then I thought to myself, I'm just going to fall on the floor and rest. I fell on the floor to get some fresh air. And I heard my wife, honey, you okay? She ran in and I had my eyes closed. Honey, are you okay? Wake up, stop playing. I would have played with it now. She told me she really was. What she's going to do is she think I'm dead. So I stayed there, lifeless. Honey, wake up, stop playing, I ain't playing with you, wake up. Memory. She grabbed my arm and pulled around. Really far back, honey, wake up. She was trying to turn me over. Wake up. And she just slapped my face. Wake up, honey. Then she started, I felt grievance coming to her voice. Honey, wake up. And she put her mouth to my mouth and she started blowing air in my mouth. What the heck? I said, honey, wake up. And she stood up and said, honey, wake up. And she was walking to get her phone. I said, honey, I opened my eyes. Okay. And I got up slowly. I wasn't telling her the truth yet. I said, no, so this play out. And then there was an ache in my side. And I got up and said, okay, honey, what you doing? I said, you were out, you were unconscious. I wasn't unconscious. I just want to see what she was going to do. What love looked like if I wasn't here. He was unconscious and I was trying to wake you up. How did you smell? I said, open all the windows, let the fumes out. I went in the bed, oh, man, what you doing? Man, my back is hurting now. I feel like my kidney pulled out of place. And she was pulling me so hard and said, oh. And then it got all the way around to just this morning, when the Father gave me the final conclusion of His Word. I mean, I'm aching, I'm barely getting out of the bed slowly. And then He spoke to me. He said, Henry, speaking death is not just with your words. You know that, right? He said, when you demonstrate with your life death, like for you flirt with somebody and not married to them, or you engage in a lie, like I was engaged in. The Father had to allow that to happen. And because I was engaging in a lie, I spoke death in what I was doing, even though I was playing. And guess what? It became me. I was hurt. And I'm still hurting right now a little bit. It's going away because it wasn't intended for hurt. It was intended for me to get it. My Father says, as a son of God, if you speak death from this point on, you're going to become what you speak. Words, life. You can't play anymore. Because there has to be a precise walk now in the oneness of Christ. I told you in the last message that I need you to be one like I'm one with my Father, says Jesus. And that's without game. It's not with play. Oh, I love you, but I won't show it to you. I want you, but you'll never know. I'll go through my want with somebody else and come back to you and I'm like, you're not there because you're my husband, so I know what you think I'm chasing. Silliness. No honesty. You're living a lie. You'll become the lie. I saw it. Even in the movie I had us watch just last night. The man had a chance to tell the truth, but the lie was going to get him, make it more easy. He chose the lie. He became that lie. His life became just what he lied about. And me lying about I'm hurt became my hurt. And my Father says, listen, you can't play with this anymore, Henry. You got the weapon here. I've been waiting to give some people the weapon. Now they got to have it now. There's no time now to wait till you're ready. You got to have the weapon. And if you don't practice, you're going to have some fruit, son. Because if you don't practice life and death techniques, you're going to have some fruit. You can kill drama with words. I have to spend time with my husband. We're still developing our marriage as you develop yours. Mom, Dad. We see it today. The parents grow up with their families. We don't see the grandparents there. No, come over to our house and have dinner and have Christmas. Now when you got a family, what do you do with that? I got to have that same experience. I got to have that same life. Otherwise, you'd be taking something from me that you know is priceless, can never be gotten again, ever. Me and my wife, we do our life together. We laugh together. It's not just about being serious and walking like a Mormon. No. That's not life. We laugh in this home. Not at people, but at each other. Or we can enjoy each other. Like the video clip I just posted, you can find it also. Of me and my family having our family time. After the ministry, we went in there and I cut the video on with my player on, and they had a song saying, "It's so good to be loving somebody when somebody loves you back." And everybody started dancing. So let me get my phone. All the girls just started. First my wife got, "Oh, I love that song." Then the girls start jumping around. So let me get my phone. And now they don't pull me in there. But we are free enough to know that we can enjoy our home like that. Because we're not caught up in the lie of we got to go please somebody else before we can be happy. No. The Father has given us a family. That's a gift. As it was to you. So today you have now heard the heart of my Heavenly Father. Now you have no doubt of what it means. Life and death are in the power are in the tongue. The power of life and death is on the tongue. The power. Because it has no power unless you give it to you with what you say about it. Like my wife had opportunity to say something different about things she was experiencing at work. She could have said something totally different. And it would have meant death to the highest degree. But she said something very different, and it meant life to the highest degree, and peace to the highest degree. All in what she said about it, thank you, with a smile. She could have said, "Listen, you ain't saying nothing I don't already know. Would you get away from my desk trying to be important? Because you can't be important by using me to be your crutch to be so. You're going to make me irrelevant so you can come, I got all the answers for you. Get away from my desk." And she would have introduced death. Why? Because she entertained it so. Don't entertain anything that has the mark of death on it. Jesus showed us how it's done. The serpent says, "I give you all these things." Why? They're going back to the ground, silly. "I'll make you famous." Why? Those people are going to die also. The flesh is going to die. You do not see a person famous forever. You don't see it today. You see great people rise like Mike Jackson, then they disappear. Just like Elvis Presley disappeared. Only older people know Elvis Presley. And then they die, and then he's no more. Are you understanding how this works? Don't get caught up with things. Or people's words that are leading to death. What about this problem here, girl? I'm not going to entertain that.
She's not happy. Okay.
Or she's not happy, or this and that. What are you trying to get me to entertain here? Well, your sister's not happy. What does that have to do with me? You go over there and make her happy. That's what I have to do with you, silly. Then what I'm doing with my life? Forget your life. You don't need a life. That's what you're saying, right? It's okay. I'm not mad at you. There's a serpent behind your voice. And he's inspiring you to speak cruelty to me with hopes that I'll speak cruelty back to you. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, well, have a good day. Because one thing I know I can do, I can pray. Let's pray for her right now. Father, God, send your word into her life that she may see the truth and wake up. Amen. There's no other prayer outside of truth. You can't pray for somebody. I pray that you heal their body, Lord. No, it's not about that. Because the body is death. You're speaking death to the Father. He doesn't want to hear death. You got to speak life. What is life to a person that's dying? Father, open their eyes so they understand that there's another place. And don't let them die in ignorance thinking that this is it. There's more to life. Because there's a point at the man wants to die. Then there's a judgment. Don't let them go out ignorant, Father. That's the prayer of life. Are you seeing it now? Jesus demonstrated throughout his entire walk. What do you mean by that? Everything they tried to say to him was death. Lazarus is dead. No, he's only sleeping. We don't have enough food. We got plenty. Let's give him what you got. That's enough. Everything they said to him was death. Their mom and dad want to talk to you. Who do you think my mom and dad is? Those people in the flesh? They're spirits. They are like my Father. They got to be in the way of Christ because no other spirit is going to care for me like that. It's going to care for me about make me happy or I don't like you. That's the spirit of the Antichrist. Because a real mother in the way of God is going to say, you better do Christ here because you only got one chance to demonstrate light. You'll be old soon. And you better have a husband that loves to be around you or you'll be alone. Are you understanding it? I'm sure you are. You have now heard the heart of my Heavenly Father concerning His word today. Practice life. It's not a practicing, because that's silly. That's what your flesh do. Practice is when you have an opportunity. Every time you see an opportunity, choose the way of the Father. It's a choice. It's what doctors. I'm practicing medicine for a long time here. Now, I didn't have to be right, so you're not sick that way, huh? But now you're addicted to this medicine, so keep taking this, and we'll try something else because this isn't working for you. Right? Now you're paying money for something you don't need that create another problem because they were just practicing. Practicing. The practice is, I know how to fix this cure. The practice is, you go into an automotive shop and the man says, I want to change your brakes for you. I practice that and I do it. It's not a trying to do or trying to figure it out. It's my practice. I got practice law. You think that's a game? I can tell you for a matter of fact, you ain't going to jail for that. Or I can tell you as a matter of uncertainty, there's a possibility involved here with this one. But because I know the practice, that right there is not going to happen. Because I know the practice, I'm going to tell you right now, when your adversary accuse you, you better agree with him quickly. Lest he cast you in prison and you be there for a very long time. Because leaders of this world are of this world in your flesh. And even though your soul may be free, if you don't make the right decisions for your flesh, you'll have some type of incurable disease quickly. You'll be addicted to some type of fluence of drink or cigarettes quickly. You'll have a jacked up life pushing a buggy around at an older age without a retirement plan quickly. Are you understanding? I'm sure you are. Sons of God, we look forward to talking with you here again. You'll find us again here at the sonsofgodchurch.org. www.sonsofgodchurch.org, or you can find us on the Facebook under my name, Henry Blue. But until then, we'll talk with you again next week. And until then, you be blessed.